Welcome to Revelation Unraveled. I'm your host, William Tapley, also known as the third eagle of the apocalypse and the co-prophet of the end times. Now, for all you naysayers and atheists and skeptics who said that nothing would happen on 11/11/11, something very significant did happen on that very evil date. And that was when Oscar Romero Ortega Hernandez in Washington, D.C., pulled out an AK-47 and shot 9 times at the White House. That was very significant. It was a prophecy of the downfall of President Barack Obama. Now, for all you false prophets on YouTube and on the internet, please take note. So why did Oscar Romero Ortega Hernandez take 9 shots at the White House with his AK-47? Because he said Obama is the Antichrist. Now, where did he get that loony idea? He got it from you false prophets on YouTube and on the internet. It is a lie from the pit of hell for you to say that Obama is the Antichrist. He is not. Satan does not want you to know who Obama really is. Obama is found in Bible prophecy, but he is not the evil one of the end times. So you false prophets are going to have to take some of the blame for Oscar's shooting 9 rounds at the White House with his AK-47. You are the one who are preaching lies about Obama, that he is the Antichrist. At least you could tell your followers that it would be impossible for them to kill Obama if he were the Antichrist. You need to tell your followers that the Antichrist, as well as the false prophet, will not be killed. According to the Bible, they will be cast alive into the lake of fire. At least the false prophets are right about one thing. Obama is found in Bible prophecy. He is the leopard in Daniel. He is the lion in Jeremiah. And he is the last king of the south in Daniel. Let's take a look at Daniel chapter number 7, where we see Obama described as a leopard. Daniel chapter number 7, verse number 6. After this I beheld and see another like a leopard. Now remember, 2 beasts have already come up out of the sea, and that is the lioness and the bear, which had on the back of it 4 wings like a fowl. The beast had also 4 heads, and dominion was given to it. Let me quickly review what the leopard stands for. In the near-time fulfillment of Daniel's prophecy, the leopard stood for Greece and Alexander the Great. Now, the leopard represents both a king and a kingdom because, remember, Daniel sees the beast come up out of the sea, but the angel says they come up out of the earth. Now, the end times fulfillment of Daniel's prophecy is that the leopard represents Barack Obama and the United States. The leopard's skin color, that is both black and white, signifies our mixed racial heritage, both of America and the president. The fact that he's given dominion, that symbolizes that Barack Obama is the leader of the free world. And of course, America has dominion on the planet at the current time. But the clincher is that the leopard has 4 heads and 4 wings. That points to Obama as our 44th president. As far as America goes, the 4 heads would be the 4 leaders of the Senate, House, the executive branch, and the judicial branch. And the 4 wings refer to our 4 branches of the military who sit on the Joint Chiefs of Staff. But how does the leopard represent the downfall of Obama? Well, don't forget, the 3 beasts, the bear, the lioness, and the leopard, are all followed by the 4th beast, who is the Antichrist. Maybe we can see the downfall of Barack Obama better in Daniel chapter number 11, verse number 40. And at the time of the end, now that indicates that this is an end times prophecy, shall the king of the south, now here in Daniel chapter number 11, Daniel refers to Obama as the last king of the south. Remember, there are 6 kings of the south, and Obama is the last. He shall push at him. Now that means he's going to push at the king of the north. And the king of the north, remember there are 6 kings of the north in Daniel 11, and the last one is the premier of Russia, shall come against him. He will come against Obama like a whirlwind, and with chariots and with horsemen. Now, of course, all these symbolize modern military equipment. And with many ships. Of course, Russia has a great navy. And he shall enter into the countries. The 2 countries that the last king of the north will invade are Britain and America primarily, and shall overflow. That means the defeat is complete and pass over. Now, this last struggle between the last king of the north and the last king of the south is also found in Jeremiah chapter number 50, verse number 41. Behold, a people shall come from the north, and a great nation. Now that would be Russia. Russia is north of Jerusalem. And many kings shall be raised up from the coasts of the earth. Many people will join Russia in this attack on the United States and Britain. Remember, there are 10 horns on the beast in the book of Revelation. And these shall hate the harlot. And the harlot is, of course, the United States. And Jeremiah continues. They shall hold the bow and the lance, and they are cruel, and they show no mercy. Their voice shall roar like the sea, and they shall ride on horses. And of course that's symbolic. They will actually ride on mechanized equipment. Every one put in array like a man to the battle against you, O daughter of Babylon. America is the daughter of Babylon, and of course Obama would be the king of Babylon. And now we come to the downfall of Barack Obama in Jeremiah 50, verse 43. The king of Babylon, this is Obama, has heard the report of them. That would be the nations of Russia and the 10 nations that are with them. In other words, most of the nations of the world. And his hands waxed feeble. Anguish took hold of him, and pangs as of a woman in travail. Now Jeremiah does not introduce Obama until verse number 44. And the reason is because 44 is Obama's number in Bible prophecy, as we saw the 4 heads and 4 wings on the leopard in Daniel. Behold, he shall come up like a lion. Again, Obama is described as an African big jungle cat, just like a leopard. A leopard is, of course, a spotted lion. From the swelling of the Jordan. Now, this would be south of Jerusalem. Actually, Obama does come from south of Jerusalem. He comes from Kenya, which is due south of Israel, to the habitation of the strong. The strong would be the United States. But I will make him run suddenly upon her. That describes how Obama came out of nowhere to become the president of the United States. And who shall be the chosen man that I may appoint over her? In other words, it is the Lord God, that's the I, who actually appointed Obama to be our president. Not because he is worthy, but because we do not deserve any better. For who is like me, that is like God? And who will appoint me the time? And who is the shepherd that will stand before me? This is very frightening to understand, that Obama has been chosen by God himself, and he will lead America to defeat in World War III. Whenever the Old Testament prophets are prophesying about Barack Obama, they always include somewhere in their chapters the numbers 44 or 444. Those are Obama's numbers in Bible prophecy. Remember, I quoted you the passages from Daniel chapter number 11, where Obama is the last king of the South. The first 12 verses in that chapter are arranged in a 4-4-4 sequence. And in chapter number 4, which is also about Obama, the great tree that Nebuchadnezzar sees in his dreams refers also to Obama because it is cut down at the base, which indicates the downfall of our president. Now let's see how he uses the number 4 in chapter number 4. Because in verse number 3 he lists 4 items: signs, wonders, kingdom, and dominion. And he continues this in verses number 7 and 11. Then came in the magicians, the astrologers, the Chaldeans, and the soothsayers. 4 more items. And in verse number 11, the tree grew, that is, it's a growing tree, it's strong, the height reached to heaven, and the sight thereof to the ends of the earth. So we have 3 different verses near the very beginning of the chapter, all of which have 4 items each. And these verses indicate that this chapter also is about Barack Obama. In my opinion, Barack Obama is even more important than the Antichrist in Bible prophecy. We saw that in Jeremiah 50 and Daniel chapter number 11, we saw the last king of the north defeat the last king of the south. And in Daniel chapter number 7, we saw that the leopard is succeeded by the 4th and final beast, who is the Antichrist. But in Daniel chapter number 2 and chapter number 4, we see perhaps a more specific description of the downfall of Barack Obama. In these 2 chapters, King Nebuchadnezzar has some very significant dreams. In chapter number 2, he dreams of a giant statue. And as Daniel explains to the king, the statue, at least the gold head part of it, symbolizes himself. And in Daniel chapter number 4, a great tree appears to Nebuchadnezzar in his dreams, and that tree also symbolizes the king. And both the statue and the tree are cut down at their base. I believe that also symbolizes the end, the downfall of Barack Obama. Remember that series I did on Barack Obama's dream in his autobiography, Dreams of My Father. He also has a dream of a huge figure. Obama never tells us what happened to that figure, but I believe that figure also symbolizes Obama, and I believe that figure was also cut down in Obama's dream. It's interesting to me that both Obama and Nebuchadnezzar are filled with fear after their dreams. In chapter number 2, Daniel introduces another way to show that this chapter and the cutting down of the great statue refers at least partially to Barack Obama. And that is because he uses the word king 44 times. That's a sure indication that we are talking about Obama. And in verse number 2, he uses the word king 3 times. In verse 3 once. Verse number 4 twice. 5, 7, 8, he uses the word king again. Now I won't go through all of these verses. You can count the number of times the word king is used in Daniel chapter number 2 yourself. Now there is some discrepancy in verses number 37 and 44. I am using the Latin translation, and I admit Latin was not the language in which Daniel wrote chapter number 2. I am not sure how many kings are found in verses 37 and 44 in the original Aramaic. Maybe a Bible scholar can help me out. I'm 99% sure that there are 44 kings, but I'm not 100%. So if someone would like to clue me in on that, please feel free. So in conclusion, Oscar Romero Ortega Hernandez's attack on the White House was significant, and it was prophetic. Don't forget this occurred on the 11th of November. And as I explained in my last video, 11-11-11 is another symbol for the Antichrist because it means 666. Don't forget that he used 9 bullets, another 9/11 prophecy. And of course, his name itself has 4 names. 4 is a great end times number, and it also indicates Barack Obama. Even the weapon used in this assault is prophetic. It was a Russian assault rifle, an AK-47. I believe it was designed by Mikhail Kalashnikov. And that prophesies that the last king of the South, Barack Obama, will lose World War III to the last king of the North, who is the premier of Russia. And all you false prophets out there, before there are any more attacks against the White House, please read Daniel, read Jeremiah. Obama is not the Antichrist. And if you or anyone else would like a little more information about Bible prophecy, I do offer a free book called Revelation Unraveled. If you would like a free copy, you can write to the address you see on your screen or send me a private message to my YouTube account.